Hey everyone, it's Pam from GlamJunkJournals, and today I'd like to share with you how I made these cute little fabric pocket purses entirely out of my scrap fabric stash. They're really fun to put together and they're very easy to do, and I'd love to show you how I made these. So let's get started. Move these out of the way. I'll refer back to them in a minute, I'm sure. So what you're going to need to start out with is just an envelope. This is one that is 5 by 7, and I just took the glue out and unfolded it. And you're also going to need some sort of Amazon mailer or some sort of soft-sided mailer that you get, or this, which I think I might use today, is the outside of a coffee bag. So if you don't have one of those, I've also used these little guys. They're flexible mailers. I got these at Walmart. There was 5 in a pack and it was like $4. And these are very large. When you open them, I was able to make both of these out of one piece of mailer. So really what you're looking for is something that is soft-sided but still sturdy and durable. You could also use Tyvek. I've also got another piece of plastic that would be suitable for this. This was from something that was packed that I got in the mail, or I was thinking you could use this too. This is a soft-sided bag that my daughter got, and she said, "Here, Mom, you want this bag for your junk journals?" I said, "Sure." So you're just looking for something that's flexible and something that's not too crunchy, but still durable. So I think for this application, I am going to use what I used before, and this is the flexible mailer. And what you're going to do is you just need something that your envelope will fit around. And what you do is you just mark around the edges. And this is going to be used as your template. Doesn't really matter how accurate you are so far as your lines, because you're just going to be cutting this out. So I'm going to go around the edges here. There you go. And then I'm going to cut this out. I try to stay pretty close to the actual dimensions, because if you don't, when you fold this back up into your envelope shape, it kind of gets wonky. But not to worry, you can always fix that if it is wonky. So the inspiration for this was very cool. I just made this up. I'm sure there's other tutorials out there on it, although I have not seen any. But I was at a doctor's appointment with my daughter, and behind the counter there were these cute little purses hanging on a little coat rack. And I said to the receptionist, I said, "Oh wow, those are so cute. Just like what I like to do." It was kind of a bohemian thing with all these scrap fabrics. And she said, "Oh, that's one of our patients. She made those for us." I'm like, "Oh my gosh, can I come back and look at them?" So they let me come behind the desk, and I examined them very thoroughly. And of course, due to HIPAA regulations, the people at the doctor's office couldn't give me her name, but I left my name and email and phone number for her, and hopefully she'll call me back, because I just want to give credit where credit is due. And I haven't heard back from her, but who knows, right? So if you see, it's pretty dang close. Oops, wait a minute. Let's see, is that the right way? Yep. I'm gonna take these apart, and I have enough for 2. So that is very cool. The next thing you do is you determine what you want for your inside of your purse. Now this is just a piece of scrapbook paper, and on this one what I did was a piece of music sheet. So you can use scrapbook paper, music sheet, book page, magazine pages, anything that you want to show through from the inside of your purse. So what I've chosen is I took some of my scraps, and I'm thinking I'm going to use this as the inside. I like to use something that's a little bit neutral, but then again on this one, you know, if you turn it sideways, I don't know if you're going to like the writing, even though it doesn't really say anything. So what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to use this one instead. It's just a stripe. And then what you do is you draw around this, and we're going to Mod Podge it. So we're going to go around here. Hopefully you guys can still see me. I got to make sure I'm in frame these days. Today it is a rainy day in Colorado, and so I figured it's a perfect day to do a tutorial. Cut this baby out, and it's okay that it's not going to fit exact. You can be as exact as you want. I'm not as exacting as some other folks, and I think that's great if you are. It's just with the world of junk journals, sometimes imperfect is better. You get along this. Move that out of the way. Of course, you never throw anything away, right? Right. See, it still looks pretty much like the template. So then, it doesn't matter which side you use for the inside. It really doesn't matter. We're going to get some Mod Podge. And what I found, whoops, with Mod Podge is the paper, just like what it says, to me, works better for adhering paper. There's so many different formulas of Mod Podge. There's matte, there's gloss, there's glitter, there's, I can't think of all the other ones. Fabric, there's a fabric one also. Just for me, through experience, I found that the formula for the paper, Mod Podge, works best, obviously, to seal paper. So what I do is I pour it into one of my containers here for all my crafting, and I mix it up with a little bit of water, and I use one of these little brushes. Have you guys seen these? You can use any sort of brush, but my husband gets these at Home Depot in bulk, and I always tell him, buy me some more of these when you go to Home Depot, because I go through them a lot. And you can rinse them out, but you know, they're so inexpensive that really it doesn't matter if you only use them a couple times. So you don't have to be real exact on this either, because this is all going to get covered up. So we're going to put the scrapbook paper down as close as you can to the template, which is kind of hard sometimes. Try to straighten it out here. And then what you want to do is get out that little wrinkle in the back and get your bone folder out, or a wallpaper spreader. And here's my bone folder. I think this is kind of a little bit small, so what I'm going to do is just do my wallpaper spreader and get it smushed so that the air bubbles are out. Now remember, this is going to be the inside of your purse, so not all of it is going to show through. All right, and that's pretty good. Now while you set this over to dry, you can put it under a book, or you know, just leave it flat, because we're going to cut out the other side now. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm kind of a messy crafter, and so really I need to cover all my clothes with, you know, something that I don't care that I get glue on, because I've ruined a lot of stuff with Mod Podge. All right, so now here's what you got to think about. This is the inside, and on the outside, it depends on if you want any of the scrapbook paper to show through. So like on this particular one, you can't really see it. When I first started, I thought I was going to have some scrapbook paper show through. And it just depends. Right here, you can kind of see it, but not really. I thought that I was going to have some of the scrapbook paper show through, which is always an option. I think that that would be great. Like, for example, on this one on the back, there's a green scrapbook paper that you can kind of see through because there's lace and it is, what do you call it? A little sheer, so you can see through it. So that's something to consider, but seems the way I go, it doesn't really matter what you use on the other side. So I'm just going to use this one because it doesn't matter to me that the words are sideways, because it's just going to be a background. So we're going to do the same thing on the other side. And I guess if I was very efficient, I could have cut both sides of the scrapbook paper at the same time. Oh well, maybe you guys already thought of that. Ha! So we're going to go around and do the same thing. Oh, and there's a little crease right there. I'm going to get that out with my wallpaper spreader there. But there again, this is going to be the inside, so it's not a big deal. Let's see. Got this paper at Hobby Lobby. I love going into Hobby Lobby and just looking at all the different designs of scrapbook paper. Oh, they're so fabulous. Ah! So I'm going to cut around this. Hope you guys are all doing okay with the virus and stuff. I just started venturing out like a couple weeks ago. Our thrift stores around here just opened, and I was excited to see that they were, but they have all these, you know, rules, which I understand. You have to wear a face mask. You have to use hand sanitizer. You can't try stuff on. So, but at least they're open, right? Right. So now we're going to Mod Podge the other side. Now remember, this is going to be your outside. I'm going to get that down. I think I need some more Mod Podge here. I've never created my own Mod Podge, but I bet you guys know how to do that. It's basically PVA glue and water and maybe something else. I don't remember. So there's that. Let's see if I get this somewhat accurate here. There again, don't worry, because we're going to be covering up the whole thing with fabric and lace and trim. We're going to sew around the edges, so you're not going to really see that the edges aren't precise. So that's no big deal. Let me get my, where's my wipe? Da-da-da. You know, I thought I was all organized here. Oh, here it is. Whoops. clean this up. I have a tendency to not clean things up as often as I should, and then it looks like a bomb went off in here. Are you guys the same way? Whew. All right, so there is that. Both sides. And usually what I do at this point is I either lay this under a book or use my blow dryer or my heat tool, which is broken now, so I got to use my blow dryer to get this dry. So if you want to hold on just a minute, I'm going to go dry this for probably 2 to 3 minutes, just so that the Mod Podge is secure. So hold on a second and I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. So here's the finished product here. Well, not the finished product, the first step, I should say. Now, on some of the edges, you'll see that the Mod Podge did not stick. So what I'm going to use is Scotch Permanent Glue Stick. It's the same as Scotch Create. I don't know if they're in different areas. It, you know, is called something else. I'm just going to seal around the edges real quick here. And then, I don't know why, let's see. Ugh, all these little stringies that come off. It's mostly on the edges. Let's see. Yep, that one's pretty good. Okay. And then you get your template back, your example. Here's your envelope again. So what side did I say was inside? This one. Okay. So, and then you start folding. Now this is where either a ruler or some sort of bone folder or something to keep it straight and just give yourself a good edge. So you want to follow the envelope edge again. Just going to make that go up. And then you can use your bone folder to give yourself a crease there. Follow the same one over here. Crease that baby down. Do this side. I try to get the edges over here. Sorry, I wasn't in frame right here. Just to match the corners. But if not, it's no big deal because you can always fix that. I'm going to take this out because I can follow the last one just based on the lines. So I want to get the lines straight across here. That looks pretty good. I'll go and use my bone folder on that one. Get a good crease. Now the fun is going to start. So now if you look at it, remember these small sides are going to be what's on the top. So which side do I like better? And it's okay that they look wonky. Trust me, it's okay. That looks pretty good. And just go around the outside here. Stick them all down. Sorry if I'm shaking the table, I'm really pushing hard. So there is the bottom part of your purse. Now what I've done with my other purses is I went around and sewed just to make sure the whole thing stays together. I used a machine stitch, straight stitch, or zigzag. Just try to keep right around the edges so that it doesn't come apart. So I will be right back and we'll continue on. Okay, I'm back. And as you can see, I did a zigzag stitch all the way around the edges. And what I did is I just folded my envelope back up, and this is going to be my top. And this right here is where I'm just going to glue all this down and put together our envelope again to make it secure. So this particular case, again, I'm going to use the glue stick, the Scotch glue stick, and go around the edges and glue it all together. It really doesn't matter if these don't line up exactly, because you're going to be putting fabric and decorations and whatever else you want on the top. And so you really won't be able to tell that much. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put something right under here. Hold on just a second. Because as I said, I'm a very messy crafter, and I don't want to get glue on the inside of the envelope, because that's where we're going to put our little goodies and whatever treasures and tags. Oops, not there. Whoops, whoops. Remove that. Just the bottom here, Pam. Okay. So glue the bottoms together like that. And across the top. Just press those down. That Scotch Create works really good. And then as you can see, it still goes through. You're going to have to hold it for a minute because it does take a couple seconds to adhere. So hold it there for a couple seconds. And then I'm going to remove this if I didn't glue it to the thing. Nope, I didn't. Good. All right, why is this not sticking? All right, let's give it some more. Let's give it some more juice here. Da, 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 da. So when I was working, I retired about 5 years ago, and when I was working, I still loved to go to thrift stores. That was my favorite thing. And what I did was I'd went on their half-price sales at Goodwill, and I got the cutest outfits. I have to say that some of my greatest clothing purchases were at Goodwill. And I know a lot of people shy away from that, but I got to tell you, you can find some great things at Goodwill. So when I retired, I didn't have to wear all these corporate suits and all this really nice stuff. So I kind of shifted my focus, because I still love to thrift shop. And it kind of went into junk journaling. Because I go to thrift shops now looking for clothes for my junk journals, because I don't have to wear them anymore. Well, I still, you know what I mean. I don't have to wear fancy clothes. All right, so now is the fun part. What we're gonna do is we're gonna figure out what fabrics from your stash you wanna use. So what I did is I went through my stash, and I like to get about 2 or 3 different patterns and textures and fabrics for my purses that I made. So on the top, I'm going to use a tea-dyed piece of lace. I think this was a curtain. And that's going to be the top, because I like that you can see through it. And this is from a purse that I got at Goodwill, and I just cut it up, and I just loved that it had the sparklies on it, and it just goes well with the coloring. Another thrift store piece of fabric. This was one of those fabric swatches, probably, I don't know, for a pillow or something. And here's another one. Don't you guys love toile? I just love anything with this pattern, and I just fell in love with this. So I thought all of these go together, and they're a little bit different, but still coordinate really well. And then, I don't know if I'm going to use this or not. Look at that beauty. Oh, it's so pretty, a vintage handkerchief. So, oh look, I just thought, oh, maybe I could do that at the end. Oh, look at that. Oh, there you go. Bam. Okay, done. All right, so now is the fun part, the decorating. The way I like to do things is I kind of follow the lines of the envelope, or you can follow the lines of the piece of scrapbook paper. Doesn't really matter. Now, one thing I am going to do is this little corner is kind of sticking out, so I'm going to cut that off, as you can see right there. And that's not going to do anything to mess up your purse. There, and now it's secure on there. So just give that glue stick a little while. So what I'm thinking here, and obviously I don't have to use the whole piece, so just cut it up. So I'm going to get my pinking shears here, just because I like the way the edge looks. And I'm just going to cut a random piece of fabric. Don't even know. And then I'm going to follow just the outside edge. And you can go as close or leave room, whatever you want to do. It's really just whatever appeals to you. And what I've done on my other one is I did go up close, and you can see the pinking shears right there, and I glued it down so that it doesn't come up. So I think that's what I'm going to do on this one here. So I'm going to do that. And actually what works really well on this is fabric tack and the glue stick again. So we're just going to start gluing. And really I never have a total vision of what it's going to turn out like. I just keep messing around with the placement of the other fabrics until I get it to be the way I like it. Oh, wait. I'm going to put this back in there in case I get any overage on my glue. Okay, let's see. Glue that down. I think that looks really good. And what I did start with is the thicker fabrics, because I'm going to layer up, and I'm going to use the thinner fabrics to go over the top like this, or maybe some ribbon or something like that. Glue this down. Believe me, this is total randomness. Total randomness. And another thing, I think one of the other ladies that I watched a tutorial on said, if you're using fabric tack with really thin like silks and satins, it kind of shows through and you can get little dots where you put your glue. So just be aware of that if you're doing something really thin, like if you were gluing this down, you would be able to see the fabric tack little dots and smears underneath. So a lot of times I do use this glue stick or the fabric tack, just a real light coat that has been spread out so you can't see the dots. So I'm just going to keep gluing around here. And then I'm going to go the other side. And I don't know if I want the whole thing like that. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut some of it off because I want some of the other pattern to show through here. I'm going to cut this off too. And believe me, there's no right or wrong way to do this, that's for sure. I glue this on just around the corners really well. Get a lot there, make it secure. Put some of this on there. Okay. And I'm just going to pull it tight so that it, you know, creates the outside line. straight line out of the envelope. And I'm going to flip this little guy up. And you can always cut that off too, this little guy at the end, but I kind of like him. Get some more fabric tack there. Glue him down. Okay, come on, really? All right, you got to hold him for a second. Okay. Yeah, so I hope that that lady from the doctor's office messages me back, because, you know, you never know where your inspiration is going to come from. And I didn't know when I was in a doctor's office that my inspiration for these was going to be from there. It's like, wow, that is cool. Inspiration can come from anywhere. So I think for now, I'm going to put this fabric over to the side and concentrate on another one. So I don't know. Let me see. I'm really liking this one. Yeah, that looks so good. Love this. Love it, love it, love it. Man, hold on. Just going to be random here again. Do my pinking shears. I got these on Amazon and they work really well, but they are really heavy. I don't know if you guys have any that are lighter, but dang, those are heavy. I think it's just my arthritis or something. It stinks getting older, but what are you going to do, right? Now on this side, I don't know. Oops, I'm out of frame again. Oh my gosh. I want some of this to show up, so I'm going to, whoops, wrong ones. Cut some of this off and obviously use it again later. Yeah, I like that. All right, so I'm going to glue this sucker down. And again, follow the lines on the top. Oh, that looks so cool. I'm trying to get it up towards the edge here. But no worries if you don't, because you can always distress the edges if you want. I forgot to mention that if you were going to leave some of the paper showing, you can distress the edges around the top flap or anywhere else that you wanted. So we're going to flip it over, and I'm going to do the back here. Do some more cutting. Where's my scissors? Just going to randomly cut. I am winging it, but that's what's fun. That's what's so fun about this stuff. You have kind of an idea, but then you just go with it, and then as you progress on your project, all sorts of new ideas, at least for me, they come up, which I love. So I think one of my main things is I kind of follow the lines of whatever I'm working on, whether it be a page or whether it is like this, an envelope. I kind of follow the lines, and that just leads into other inspiration. Like from here, I might put something across there, or I might leave that. I think that looks pretty good. I don't know yet. So press that down really good. There we go. And another thing I like about doing this kind of stuff, it kind of brings in collaging, and I've always loved to collage too. I have something I collaged when I was like 6 years old, and I still have it. I keep some of my daughter's baby clothes in it. It was a box. And for being as young as I was, it worked pretty good. I think it was pretty cute. Maybe I'll have to bring that out and show you guys sometime. So I've always loved to collage. Now to me, this one's a little thick, so I might cut the edge off of this guy. Do your fingers get like all yucky and gluey? Yes, mine do, but that's okay. I used to get my nails done. Ha! That's not happening anymore, especially with the virus. But now it's like, you know, it is what it is, and I would rather craft. And I notice all these ladies, I'm going to cut this edge off right here, that have nice nails, and I think that they look fabulous, but for me, I just mess them up too quick. Just mess them up. All right, so I'm going to get this guy down. So from here, I think that looks pretty cool. Now remember, this is the back, and this is going to be the front. So I'm going to take this out so you can see it. Now this little top right here, that doesn't look that great. Some of my other ones looked great. Let me see which one it was. This one. I continued, well, the inside was all the way up, but it was a nice finished edge, so I didn't add any fabric on the inside of this one. But this one I did. So really it's up to you whether you want to add fabric onto the inside. But on this one, yeah, just because of that funky edge, I'm going to add some fabric. So let's see. This little guy's kind of pretty. And I wonder if I can do it onto the back too, onto the top. I don't know. Let's see. Maybe I'll do that. Yeah, that's what I'll do. Is I'll start over here. Do I want this open? I don't know. I think I kind of do. So maybe I'll start up here and glue this guy down. And you can always get your edges later. Stay down there. Sorry, shake the table again. All right, I'm going to do my pinking shears again just because I like that edge. More scraps. You use up scraps, but you make more. But we will use those in this journal or this purse or whatever you want to call it. That looks pretty good. Even if it's not exact, we'll fix that. Guess I'm making it into a little diamond here. Does that look cool? Yep. All right. So what we're going to do, I think, is start with the front first. See which way this fits. Oh, yeah, look. That looks fab. Oh, I like that. Okay. Yep. I'm going to glue that down. I love doing this, and I love watching all the YouTube tutorials out there. There are so many wonderful, fabulous, talented people out there. Oh, man. Just love it. Let's see. Now, what was I doing? Oh, yeah, I was going on the edge there. So I got to get up here. Ouch. Sorry. Bonking the table. I'm thinking that looks pretty fab. Pretty fab to me. Maybe on this one I will have some of the scrapbook paper showing through. Ha, cool. See, I didn't plan on that in the beginning, but you know, the way things go, you just never know. I'll fold this guy over. Oh, wow, look at that. Yippee! Yippee skippy. All right, now, next question is, do I leave this? Do I fold it over? I don't know. I don't know. I think what I'm going to do is, let me think about this here for a minute. I don't know what I'm going to do. Should I cut that or should I add some more fabric on the back? let's see. I could do that, or I could just leave it. I don't know. I don't know. I think I'm kind of liking the fabric, just because I love fabric. Or should I use this one? Oh, I don't know about the legs with no body. Well, I know about the lady with her shirt off. No, I don't know about that one either right there. So maybe that answered my question. Yikes. Okay. Yep. That's what we'll do. Okay. Hope you guys are hanging with me here, because you can get these done in one day. And then you might be thinking, well, what am I going to do with this? Well, I'll show you at the end of this video what you can use these for, which is really fun. Okay. Yeah, today is really rainy out, so I thought, oh man, this is a good day to craft. Well, any day is a good day to craft, really. Seriously, what am I saying? Glue that guy down. I go through fabric tack like nobody's business. Sheesh. Let's see. Yep, that looks good. Obviously, I'm not a very precise cutter, but that's okay. That's quite all right, Pam. Oops, I shouldn't bang the table. I'm so sorry. I will try to remember not to bang the table. Note to myself, right? Jeez. All right. Then once this is dry, I'm going to cut that off. And now comes the really fun part. So this is like the bottom layer of my envelope purse. So I want to stick this on here somewhere, but I don't want to cover up all this stuff. So that might mean I have to cut it up, but that's okay. Or maybe put it across the back. I don't know. Or maybe half and half. Oh, let's see how that goes. Oh, yeah. But see, with that, to me, my eye would think this needs to be over on the other side too. So I think I'm going to cut it and just put it on here somehow. I don't know. See, I'll cut right across the middle. See what happens. I just like the pinking shears because I think they give it a cool finished touch, but you don't obviously have to do that. Oh, now see, that's looking good. And a little bit over the edge. Yep. Bam. Get that down. Go on this edge too. Somebody made this purse that I got at Goodwill. Just love how creative people are. And I'm giving it a second life. So I don't feel too bad about cutting it up. Oops, get that guy out of there. I'm going to glue this down. But I'm thinking, as I'm gluing here, before I push this down, I'm going to add a little bit of lace because I love lace. As you guys know, I love lace. So there's a fuzz. Get that out of there. See, now it's glued to my hands. Ah! All right, so let's think about this here for a minute. I'm wondering if it'd be pretty like that, or just across the edge. kind of liking that, so I'm going to put that down and then cut some of this off. Oh wow, that looks cool. Pinking shears to the rescue. I'll glue the rest of this down. Okay. Now here's where the thin fabric tack is going to come in. So I'm going to just do a little teeny bit around the edges, because it does hold really well, and lace is so thin that it really, you don't need a lot. And then I smush it out. I'm glad you guys are here with me today. I have a good friend who usually crafts with me, but she goes to Michigan over the summer, so I'm kind of a lone crafter here this summer. But that's okay. Get those little dudes off of there, those little threads. Still looking good. What do you guys think? I think it looks fab. Okay, let's flip it over to the other side. This guy needs to be smushed down some more. And then technically, what you would want to do is let this sit flat underneath a book or something for overnight maybe, or, you know, at least a couple hours to get everything secured down. So let's see. I don't know if I want that guy folded over. Sure, why not? We'll put something on the back. Just remember a little bit of the Mod Podge when it's a sheer fabric. All right, so that is looking pretty dang cool, if I do say so myself. So if you fold that over, now this should be dry enough to cut around the edges. So that's what I'm going to do now with my fabulous pinking shears here. And you can kind of tell where the edge of the envelope is. And then you flip on the other side and you can see that there's a teeny bit on that side. So that looks really good. I'm going to cut this. Move all that stuff out of the way. Let's see how that works. Looks pretty good. Now on this side you can see that there's a little bit of extra, so I'm going to cut that off. Let's see, flip that over and cut that. You can see that little extra right there. And then I'm going to attach the ends with not Mod Podge, fabric tack. Looking good, guys. Let's see, and then on the things that aren't secure on the ends, you can just take a little fabric tack and smush those down. But believe it or not, after a while, this is really, really secure. It's not coming apart. You just have to make sure the glue sets. Okay. I don't know. What do you guys think? So far, so good, huh? Now see, these little doodads that I cut off, obviously, still use them, right? So what I'm thinking about doing is, I like the top, but I think it needs something. So I don't know if I should add a little thing like that. See, because I like to bring this over to this side. Or you can just go along there. That looks pretty cool. Let's see. And this is where the fun stuff comes in. You just kind of go for it. I don't know if I like that. It's all right. Let's try something else. Try some of my lace. Love lace. Love glitter. Love lace. Love all that stuff. Oh, see, now that looks really good. Might have to do that. And then what about on the back? I don't know. Looks pretty going all the way on the back, too. Oh, that looks really pretty going over that, because you can still see the pattern underneath. Oh, man. I don't know. Oh, I know. And then when you get to this point, you just kind of go, okay, I'm just going to do something. Now on the edges right here, there's no fabric there. So maybe on these two little guys, I'll have to do something. Which I will. All right. What am I going to do? Does that look good like that? No. No. I don't know. Kind of at a quandary here. I do like the lace though, I know that. So how did I do that? I'm still following the lines. I don't know, I think that looks pretty dang good. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do, is I'm going to leave some of this open and then glue that over the edge. So I'm going to cut this, it's a little, make it straighter here. And cut the other side. Actually, no, I'm not going to cut the other side, it looks pretty secure. All right, now for some more Fabri-Tac. Just go along the edge. So if you go along the edge, it's still pretty strong. It'll hold the lace. Just kind of move it around. See, and then on the edges here, you guys, it's covering up that place that doesn't have any fabric. Good. Do this side. Okay. Yay. I don't know how I am on time here. I might have to do this in 2 tutorials, or 2 parts, I should say. But I don't know. I think I'm still going good because my phone is not saying anything to me. I like the back. I don't know. I like this, that you can see through it. I like that. I think I'm just going to go with it again and follow the lines of that triangle on the back. Follow this. Cool. See how that looks. I don't know. Something weird on this. Gotta fix that so it goes straight down. All right. Go around the edge here again. Sorry, I keep getting off frame. I want to pull it towards my face. Maybe that's because my, I don't have my glasses on. See, there you go. As pressing it down still really works, but you don't get a big glob of the Fabri-Tac. All right, you guys, this is looking fabulous. Love it. That's what's so fun. Oops, I see the right here. To glue that down. On the other side, if that's just on the edges, just on the edges. All right, it's looking pretty darn cute, if I do say so myself. You can get all the little things off on the bottom if you want, don't have to. I'm going to cut off some of those edges on the lace on the top there. Come on. I think my fabric tack is clogged. I need a rag, hold on. Okay. Yeah, let's try this again. And it depends on how, fiddly you want to get, how precise. I like to cut off my edges. I do like the shabby chic look, but I still like my edges kind of clean. I need some different scissors for that. So here she is for now. Let's see on the inside. Now what you can do is stop right here and just use it as an envelope inside your journals. You can use that in like a tuck spot or in a belly band or just clipped onto the side of a journal. But what I'm going to do is I am going to create it more with like my example here with the tool on the edge. And then this little guy right here, I'm going to add on there. I'll show you what that is. I got those at an office supply store. And basically what they are these little stickies where one side has like the fabric and the other side has like the Velcro. And you can just add those on, and those work really well to secure your envelope. Now, of course, for me, I can't be glitter and glam junk journals made by Pam without adding some glam, right? Of course. So I am going to consult with my broken jewelry stash, and I'll be right back and I'll show you some of my picks. Okay, so here is my broken jewelry stash. Don't you love it? I love digging through this stuff. It's so fun. Look at that. Oh, that's not going to work. I was thinking something that would bring in the yellows and the golds. So let's see what we got here. Another thing that's fun is at thrift stores, sometimes they have those mason jars or those big containers full of all these broken jewelry bits. And if they're on sale, I always buy them. Ooh, this little guy is cute. Look at that. Can you see that? Does he go? It's not the right color blue. What was I saying? Oh yeah, sometimes they go on sale and you can get a whole box, or I should say jar full, for like $10. And you get a lot of weird stuff in there, I gotta say. But it's just so fun to discover all the things you can get in here that have been discarded. And as you guys know, in a lot of my journals, I use broken jewelry, and it comes from this kind of thing. I just love to go through it. It's so fun. Now this little guy was off a necklace. See a little diamond thing? I think I might use him. Oh wait, is that cute? Nope. All right. Or maybe this guy. Let's look at this. Little earring on the end. Nah. Or this guy's pretty too. Ooh. I used to wear these kind of things just because I like sparkle. Well, right now I don't see very many, except I do like that. But what I am going to do, let me move this out of the way. Ugh, it's heavy. Here's another one that I found that is cool. Oh, look at that. That's an earring that I broke the back off of. Oh yeah, bring it on. Hoo-hoo. And then, I don't know if I need that if I have this. Or if I should just do this. Or that. See, I'm thinking that might look kind of cool. See, I'm following the line again. And that's just how I roll with this stuff. Let's see how it looks with both. I think it's a little too much. I don't know. I do really like this. So maybe we're just going to have to go for it. All right. So for this, since this is heavy, I'm going to use my E6000. Let me get it. I don't know if you guys are familiar with E6000. You probably are. These are the little tubes. I found that if I get the big tube, there's a big one, it just gets all clogged up and stuck, and then I have to throw half of it away. And then it starts breaking on the sides and stuff comes out, and that really bugs me. So I buy these little guys, and they come in like a pack of 4. And I really like that because you use it up before it gets all gunky and dries up and then really messes with your projects. It's kind of irritating. But before we do that, we're going to put these little guys on. So where's my other half? I got a lot going on this desk here. Whew. Okay. So really, I'm going to get one of these Velcro guys. And what you do is you stick them together. And one side will go right there. And rather than having to figure out where exactly it goes down here, you just close it and press. And then when you open it, hopefully, it should work, but this one isn't. There it is. Yes, it is. Okay. Now what I'm going to do though is I did notice that since it's glued with lace right there, it's not as sturdy, so I'm going to add some more fabric tack underneath, and you won't see it, so that that little sticky part stays down. Okay. Yippee. It's looking good, guys. Looking good. All right, so we'll close that guy back up. See, and I do like that there's some of the scrapbook paper showing through. That looks really cool. All right, now on this, where's my E6000? Here it is. Put it all, and I'm gonna do like a big glob. Now this is something that is going to have to sit, because E6000 takes a little while to adhere, but once it adheres, trust me, it's not coming off. See, there again, I followed the lines of the envelope, and this was just the right shape for it. Press that down. All right, now move all this stuff out of the way, all my other jewels. So, knowing me, you could be finished with this, but like I say, knowing me, I have to add more because that's just how I roll. So what I'm going to do, and let me go back to my examples here. This one, I didn't add anything at the bottom, as you can tell, but my other one, I did add, oh, I got all my fabric scraps all over the place. I did add this at the bottom, and that's some more of the fabric that I used on the envelope itself. So I don't know if I'm going to do that or not, but I'll show you how I do it. Just take all the leftover bits and pieces that I have, that I used. See, like these little guys? Cut that up, cut that up, cut that up. And I added it to the bottom. Just made little strips. And I took some trim around the whole thing and glued it down so that it looks like it was right on the bottom. It wasn't glued to the back or to the front. It looks like it's just coming right out of the bottom. I don't know if I'm going to do that on this one or not. Maybe I will. But another thing that I could do is I'm still, here I go, following the lines again. I'm going to get some wedding trim that I got at Hobby Lobby. Let's see how this goes. See, I think that looks really cool. So maybe I'll just do that. I don't know if it should be this way or that way. I don't know. Or maybe on the side. Or maybe that's too much. I don't know. Let me get another piece of trim over here. Here's one that has been in a lot of my journals, and you can cut that up to size. And actually I put it on this one too, as you can see right there. I like that, how it goes over half. So maybe I'll do that. Let me see. Let's see how that goes. I think it looks pretty good. Or maybe down here. See, this is the fun stuff. Or maybe up here. I don't know. This is a dilemma. It's a good dilemma to be in though, right? To me, this is a focal point right here, this blue area. So I'm thinking it needs to be somewhere else on this journal, or I should say pocket. I call them journals. Could be used in a journal. Ah, well, it could be as a journal, and on the inside you just add some, you know, writing space or something. I don't know. Let's see how that looks with this. Yeah. Maybe just a little bit peeking out right there. That's what I'm going to do. Because I'm thinking it just needs, this needs to be over here to balance it out. That's what I'm doing right here. Oh yeah, see, that looks good. All right. Okay. Here's my pinking shears again. Some more Fabri-Tac. Just glue that on there. That looks fabulous. And yes, I am guilty of adding embellishments on top of embellishments and not knowing when to stop. Just like, oh, this will look good on there. Oh, that'll look good on there. Oh, yeah, and then how about this? How about that? Oh, my gosh. I really admire some of you ladies that know when to say when on the embellishments, but everyone has their own style, so that's okay. Everybody does their own thing, and that's what's so fun about this. All right, so let's see if this guy works. Yep, it works now that I glued that down. He stays pretty good. Now, I'm thinking he's looking kind of almost complete here, folks. Except I still want a little bit of this trim. I just like it. So I'm going to cut that off. Cut out the little doodads at the end. Flip this up and attach it that way. I can always cut that extra off at the bottom. Fabri-Tac again. Here we go. I encourage everybody to always look at the clearance section of Hobby Lobby. Something else I got there a while ago, which was the buy of the century, people, is this. Sorry, I get distracted. This is, it's metal, and it's got all these little pearl hearts on here. Check this out. 8 3/4 yards was originally $12 a yard. This whole thing was $105. It was marked down to $62, and I'm telling you, I got it for $8. It kept getting marked down. I did the happy dance, and I think I posted about it. I was so excited. So it's not all the time that those things come through or that you find them, but when you do, oh man, watch out. All right, sorry, I got distracted. Did the happy dance in the store. Oops, there I go again. Let's see. I think that looks pretty dang good. I think I'm going to have to cut a little bit right here. So it's going over my other thing. And then does that ever happen to you on your Fabri-Tac? It just starts gooing out of the top. Ugh. It's annoying. But that's probably because I don't clean the top as much as I should when I'm in the middle of a project, and it keeps oozing out. So that's probably my fault. But that's okay. Looking good, guys. Looking really good. All right. Oh, yay. Cut this off at the edge. And like I said, once this is all done, put it under a book or something, just for a little while, a couple hours or overnight if you can, just so that everything adheres really well. All right, we are almost done, you guys. This is so cute. I love it. Absolutely think it's fabulous. Now, what's so fun, we're going to do one more thing, and then I'll let you go for today until my next tutorial, is we're going to add some tulle. And you know me, I got to have tulle. Now, does gold go? I think so. I'm going to roll this out, cut it off here, and fold it in half. I got this tulle at Walmart in the wedding section, and they have like cream and gold, and I think they may have like a white or something like that. It's so much cheaper than in other parts of the store or in a craft store. I mean, this whole thing, and I've used probably half of it, was like $3. Really? So check out that section of Walmart too when you're looking for craft supplies. So I'm going to put that over the end and just tie the ends here up at the top. And you can tie it in a knot or in a bow. I think I made it too short for a bow, so I'll just do a knot. Still looks fabulous. And then on the inside, when you open this up, I do the final Fabri-Tac along the edge. Not a huge glob, remember, because it's you know, see-through or translucent or whatever the word is. Fabric, and you don't want big globs of glue showing through. So as you can see from this, you can't tell that the envelope that I cut wasn't precise. And that's what I like, is stuff like that. And then you can fold this over and smush it down. And any of the edges, like that little guy that's not coming up, that's still coming up, go around and just, you know, do your your Fabri-Tac thing. And there she is. Isn't it cute? I just absolutely love it. So you guys, thanks for being with me today. This is my first ever tutorial, and still learning. You know, there's always learning curves to get through, but I had so much fun doing this. And I've also opened my Etsy shop just recently, and so go over and check that out. I welcome all your comments, and I really appreciate you guys being here today, and I can't wait to do another tutorial for you. So have a great day, everybody. Thanks. Bye-bye.